good morning. So study I taught you impure substances and mixture. Types of mixture also I told you. And one of the property of constituent means homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture we have discussed. Now this is the time to tell you the difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. So I have summarized in the tabular form. The first difference is homogeneous mixture, constituent particles are uniformly distributed throughout the available volume. Means everywhere they are evenly distributed. No place would be there where concentration of one particular constituent is more, in another place that is less. Means evenly they will be distributed throughout the available volume. In heterogeneous mixture case, what is there? Constituent particles are not evenly distributed. They will be distributed unevenly. They will not be uniformly distributed. Some places one particular constituent will be more. The meaning of constituent is components. So don't get confused. Some places one particular component could be more, in another place another component would be more. And here another difference is constituent particle cannot be seen by the naked eye. Just try to understand. In homogeneous mixture, constituent particles are evenly distributed throughout the available volume. Then what is there? The physical state of all constituent particles are same and they are evenly distributed. That is why they cannot be seen by the naked eye. While in case of heterogeneous mixture, constituent particles very easily can be seen by the naked eye because they are present in more than one physical state, more than one phase. Some may be in the solid form, some may be in the liquid form. So in heterogeneous, what is there? The physical state of constituent particles are different. While here what is there? Physical state is same. Another important thing is, another difference is that separation of boundary between the constituent particles are not there in homogeneous mixture case. While in heterogeneous case, what is there? The boundary of separation is there between the constituent particles. So 2 I have already written. Now you can write here third and fourth. So what is the third and fourth difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture? Here write the physical state of constituent are same means they are present in single phase are physical state. In this case, what is there? Physical states of constituent particles are different. Means they are present in different phase are physical state. Another one difference is fourth one. This was the third one. The fourth one is separation of boundary is this. Here separation of boundary is not there between the constituents between the constituent particles. Here what is there? Separation of boundary. Here you can write separation boundary. Here also you can write separation boundary. Separation boundary is present between constituents particle. So here what is there? Separation boundary is not there between the constituent particles. Here separation boundary is present between the constituents particle. So these are the four differences between homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. The example of homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture you have already written. For the better understanding of homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture, let us have one activity. Dear cadets, just you see what is this one? Noodles. You just see here what is there? In this there are two types of noodles. Just see here in noodles vegetables are mixed. Here also vegetables are mixed, but here vegetables are not visible. But here vegetables are visible. So what kind of mixture this one? This is heterogeneous mixture because constituent particles are here. Clear-cut boundary of separation is there. Between the constituents. That is why this one is the example of heterogeneous. Here what is there? Here vegetables are not visible. Means one of the all components, between all components, boundary of separation is not there. And now you can say, sir, in homogeneous mixture case you have written they cannot be seen by the naked eye. So just see, suppose sugar you have added to the water. Say sugar solution, salt solution, they are the example of homogeneous solution. But water is visible or not? So it doesn't mean that all components should be visible. At least some of the components should not be visible. That is homogeneous. In heterogeneous case, all the components are visible. You just see here noodles are visible, but vegetables are not visible. So this is an example of homogeneous. This is an example of heterogeneous because all components are clearly visible. Here only one component is visible, vegetable is not visible. So this one is the example of homogeneous, this is the example of heterogeneous. So I am justifying my difference which I have taught you earlier. So remember, it doesn't mean that in homogeneous all components will not be visible. One or two component may be visible, but all component will not be visible. If you are making sugar solution or salt solution, so at least water will be visible, sugar and salt will not be visible. Now see the another one. So dear cadet, here I am telling, dear cadets, I was about to show you one activity so that very easily you can distinguish between homogeneous and heterogeneous. But power supply was cut, that is why I am unable to show you. But I am promising if in between it will come, I will show you. So the meantime, just see this one. What is the difference between compound and mixture? So just see, we have discussed the compound in the first two videos only of 9th class. Now mixture study only I have completed. Now this is the time to write the difference between compound and mixture, as we have differentiated between element and compound. So just try to understand. Now whatever knowledge you have got, just you have to summarize in tabular form, your difference will be ready. So what is the compound? Write the definition of compound. What is compound? Compound is called when two or more elements combine together in fixed proportion by mass. Like H2O is there. So H2O, how many elements are there? Hydrogen and oxygen. So H2O means water is formed. Water is a compound. Water is formed when hydrogen and oxygen combine in fixed proportion by mass. Just see here, this is H2O. What is the atomic mass of hydrogen? 1. So 2 hydrogen is there. So 2. What is the atomic mass of oxygen? 16. So what is the simplest ratio here? 1 is to 8. So in water, hydrogen and oxygen combine in fixed proportion by mass, that is 1 is to 8 ratio. So whatsoever example of compound is there, everywhere the ratio by mass of elements are fixed. What about mixture? Mixture is formed when two or more elements are combined together in indefinite proportion by mass. Here proportion is not fixed in terms of mass. Means any proportion you can mix and now your mixture will be ready. What is the another one difference? The property of compound is entirely different from its constituents. Let us say, study also I explained you, water. What are the constituents of water? Hydrogen and oxygen. So when hydrogen is separated, what is the property of hydrogen? Hydrogen is a highly inflammable. Oxygen is a supporter of combustion. But when this hydrogen and oxygen combine, so they lose their individual property. Now you know the water is fire extinguisher. So in water, where the property of hydrogen and oxygen is there? In water, what is there? Now hydrogen and oxygen, of course they are present, but the property of hydrogen and oxygen is not there. Otherwise, water would have been highly inflammable substance or supporter of combustion. So remember, in the compound, the property of the constituents are entirely different. Means in compound property is entirely different from its constituents. Means the property of compound is very much different from its constituent particle. What about mixture? In mixture, what is there? The property of mixture is equal to the property of its constituent. Means the property of mixture is equal to its constituent particles. What property their constituent particles or constituent will show, same property mixture will also show. So that is second difference. What about the third difference? Third difference is in compound formation, chemical reaction is there. The formation of compound is an example of chemical reaction or chemical chain. Elements, constituents, third one. Constituents combine chemically. Here what is there? Constituents combine physically. Constituents combine physically. Chemical reaction is not there. So just see, since they are combining chemically, so they have got, compound has got fixed chemical formula, fixed chemical composition. Compound has got fixed chemical composition. Now here what is there? Does not have fixed chemical composition. Another important thing is compound can be represented by fifth one. Compound can be represented by chemical formula. Here what is there? Mixture cannot be represented by fixed chemical formula, because mixture is having different kinds of elements or compound. So how can you, as a whole you can represent? So cannot be represented by fixed chemical formula. So remember this one. So this one, mixture cannot be represented by fixed chemical formula. Another one difference is, just see. Another one is 6 number. Compound can be the constituents of compound can only be separated by chemical process. So it is worthy to understand this one. Just see, suppose HCl is the compound, hydrogen chloride. If you want to separate the hydrogen and chloride from each other, then what is there? Chemical method is responsible. So the constituents of compounds can only be separated by chemical process. Means through physical processes you cannot separate them. What about mixture? Constituents can be separated by physical process. Study I told you. Suppose you have got the mixture of iron filings and sulfur, and one magnet you are bringing near to it. So iron filings will be attracted towards the magnet, and sulfur will be remained there only. So just see, magnetic separation is one type of physical process only. But suppose one magnet you are bringing near to the hydrogen chloride, so will it be able to attract either hydrogen or chloride? And not at all. So the meaning of this one is, through physical processes we can separate the components or constituents of mixture, but same is not possible in case of compound. Another difference is, that is the last difference, during the formation of compound there is a change in the energy. That is the 7 number difference. Energy during the formation of compound. During the formation of compound, either energy is absorbed or evolved. Either energy absorbed or evolved. In case of mixture, what is happening? There is no involvement of energy. There is no involvement of energy in the formation of mixture. So just see, this is also one of the means. See, suppose one compound is formed. So then compound. Let us take any example. Suppose I am taking the formation of ammonia. Nitrogen and hydrogen is combined. So when nitrogen and hydrogen is combined, or water only, when hydrogen and oxygen is combined, then what is there? Either energy will be absorbed from the surrounding, or it will be evolved, means released. But in case of formation of mixture, there will be no involvement of energy, because chemically they are not reacting, physically they are reacting, physically they are present. So there is no presence of energy in that case. So these are the basic difference between compound and mixture. I hope that you have got all those things. Let us have that activity which I have left earlier for better understanding of homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Dear cadet, I forgot to write one of the important difference. So this is the point number 8 difference. As you know, compound is always homogeneous, but mixture may be homogeneous or heterogeneous. This is also one of the difference. So total how many difference I taught you? Total 8 difference I taught you, and I am hoping that you will write all 8. So in this way this particular portion is also finished. Now let us have that activity. Dear cadet, let us see this activity. To perform this activity, we require 2 beakers of having capacity 50 milliliter water. Okay, and some of the crystals of copper sulfate we want. Now you can see the copper sulfate crystal is being added to one of the beaker. Now in second beaker also, just see the difference in the color. There it was added in limited quantity, there it was added in more quantity. Both are copper sulfate solutions only. We see that the copper sulfate crystal dissolved uniformly in both the beakers. Though both the beakers have copper sulfate solution, but the intensity of the colors of the solution is different. So dear cadets, what is the conclusion of that activity? The conclusion of that activity is copper sulfate crystals are not visible in both the beakers, isn't it? Only color is visible, but particles are not visible. So that is an example of homogeneous mixture. Now heterogeneous mixture, there are so many examples which already I told you regarding that noodles. So that is the basic difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous. We have already covered. I have already written also their difference. Now this is the time to check your learning outcome. So today I am giving you 2 questions. First question is what is the difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Second one is what is the difference between compound and mixture. As such, you should write and submit me for the checking. Thank you. Tomorrow onwards I will teach you solutions.